We're born alone, we live alone, we die alone. Only through our love and friendship can we create the illusion for the moment that we're not alone. Create your own visual style. Let it be unique for yourself and yet identifiable for others. Race hate isn't human nature, race hate is the abandonment of human nature. My doctor told me to stop having intimate dinners for 4. Unless there are 3 other people. Everything about me is a contradiction, and so is everything about everybody else. We are made out of oppositions, we live between 2 poles. There's a Philistine and an aesthete in all of us, and a murderer and a saint. You don't reconcile the poles. You just recognize them. If there hadn't been women, we'd still be squatting in a cave eating raw meat, because we made civilization in order to impress our girlfriends. If you want the happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you stop your story. I started at the top and worked my way down. Nobody who takes on anything big and tough can afford to be modest. Our works in stone, in paint, in print, are spared, some of them, for a few decades or a millennium or 2, but everything must finally fall in war. Or wear away into the ultimate and universal ash, the triumphs, the frauds, the treasures and the fakes. A fact of life, we're going to die. Be of good heart, cry the dead artists out of the living past. Our songs will all be silenced, but what of it? Go on singing. Maybe a man's name doesn't matter all that much. Don't give them what you think they want. Give them what they never thought was possible. When people accept breaking the law as normal, something happens to the whole society. I prefer people who rock the boat to people who jump out. People are losing the capacity to listen to words or follow ideas. A man is not from where he is born, but where he chooses to die. Our songs will all be silenced, but what of it? Go on singing. The enemy of society is middle class and the enemy of life is middle age. I have always been more interested in experiment than in accomplishment. Living in the lap of luxury isn't bad except that you never know when luxury is going to stand up. Style is knowing who you are, what you want to say, and not giving a damn. You're beautiful. Yes, you are. You're very, very beautiful. Extremely beautiful. I'm not basically a happy person, but I have all kinds of joy. Criticism is the essence of creation. Every man who is any kind of artist has a great deal of female in him. I act and give of myself as a man, but I register and receive with the soul of a woman. The only really good artists are feminine. I can't admit the existence of an artist whose dominant personality is masculine. The enemy of art is the absence of limitations. A writer needs a pen, an artist needs a brush, but a filmmaker needs an army. Every true artist must, in his own way, be a magician, a charlatan. I passionately hate the idea of being with it. I think an artist has always to be out of step with his time. Film is like a colony and there are very few colonists. My kind of director is an actor-director who writes. The absence of limitations is the enemy of art. In my opinion, there are 2 things that can absolutely not be carried to the screen, the realistic presentation of the sexual act and praying to God.